Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our podcast, How We Do. Today I have the pleasure to talk with Jessica Aung. Jessica is a DEG Myanmar representative. The DEG is a German development finance institution. So good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
We are living in interesting times, COVID-19, Myanmar. What is the major challenge for DEG during these times?
We face quite a number of major challenges. I will just highlight three, and from three different pillars. So for the situation in terms of finance and investment, business environment is key for us. In this interesting time, we have no visibility on what is next. So there is so much insecurity of what will happen. And there was a phase of just trying to understanding of impact of the virus, assessment of operation risk, market risk are very difficult, particularly because cycle of virus is different globally. So as you know, DEG operates globally. For me, when I talk about challenges, I will zoom into challenges within DEG Myanmar. And as the business environment is so uncertain, forecasts and projections are no longer relevant. And business has to operate a little bit based on predictability. And no business is prepared for this unexpected new normal. And at the same time, no one has a crystal ball. So just now I highlighted about the challenge we face in terms of the situation and environment itself. And the second pillar I will talk about is from investor mindset, which is the supply of funding, supply of equity kind of mindset. For any financier investor, we have two things we need to take care of. The first one will be the portfolio companies. In this kind of environment, the first thing that we need to do is to retain its value despite the market downturn. So in other words, we need to ensure our assets are preserved. And for DEG, we are a prudent and long-term investor. So in this aspect, we are quite fine. Another aspect to the supply side of finance is that how do we continue to find new companies? How do we continue to the new companies? Like deploy capital. At the same time, we need to optimize our returns. And to do that, the first thing is we need to assess new investments. And practically, it became quite difficult because one aspect of assessment is to do in-person due diligence, because we need to understand the workflow, we need to understand team dynamics. That became difficult. So that is the supply side of finance and investment. And when it comes to demand side, the companies who will use our money, again, there are challenges over there. Companies are firefighting. Companies are trying to survive to ensure business continuity. In other words, in the initial phase, in the context of Myanmar, around the March and April, companies do not have time to think about financing, to engage financier, because they really have to handle their operations. So these are so I highlighted to you three challenges: situation, supply, and demand.
Right. Thank you, Jessica. How did you overcome these challenges? Is there any project that you're working on currently?
Thank you for asking this question. Despite this situation, we signed a long-term finance lease, finance with Asia Royal Hospital for 12 million. It was in mid-May, so it was a great achievement. Of course, as I mentioned, DEG is a long-term finance and investment partner. So this is not a project that we started working on only this year. We started working on this project since 2019. Right. So here, as a long-term partner, we have a existing mutual understanding, and because of this concept, we have an empathy towards our demand side of our finance, which is the companies, and we have trust in the management team and the board of directors. So, COVID situation, we need to ensure there is a momentum to make that transaction. And clearly we had the momentum. We did the transaction in May. Yeah, so we are really happy about it. Two other challenges that we face when we are doing transactions. There are also other transactions that we are working on. And one key thing that is needed is the communication, close contact with our target, our potential portfolio companies.
Yeah.
So the key is transparency. As I mentioned earlier, it's really hard to get to believe in the forecast because no one knows what will happen next. If the companies provide to us near real-time operation update, there is transparency, so we won't have surprises. And and it's really encouraging that despite the situation, there is a slow and steady upward trend on revenue, or day to day, week to week. So it's really encouraging. And of course, this close communication, transparency give us comfort. And another aspect is the on-ground reality, right? COVID is a global situation, but it is so different from country to country. And simple operation gets difficult. Banking hours get reduced. And for instance, for our recent transaction with Asia Royal Hospital, ensuring even stamp duty stamping became difficult because stamping for this kind of 12 million transaction, the stamping need to be shipped from Korea, from Naypyidaw, and it took nearly 3 days for this kind of arrangement. So in a way, this kind of on-ground reality became a little bit easier because of our representative office here in Myanmar.
Yeah. Congratulations. I mean, that is really a fantastic news. I understand it's a long-term planning involved, of course, a long-term preparation process. But I mean, you showed certainly the right instinct in choosing a hospital here to upgrade their operations, their readiness here. So couldn't be at a better time, I believe, to close this deal. Jessica, any lessons learned for our fellow GMBC members, for German companies active here in Myanmar? Can you share anything?
Sure. One key lesson would be that it is about developing and maintaining spirit of inquiry. No one has a full answer, and virus situation is constantly evolving. Updating decision parameters, formulating next moves are ongoing processes. Each of us has to connect with others to have holistic understanding internally within the company, externally with our clients, and even within the community. So I'm really thankful to you and German Chamber for enabling sharing information like this for us weekly virtual roundtables. So this spirit of inquiry, only with this spirit of inquiry, I think we can survive and thrive in this situation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, and we as a chamber, of course, also had to adjust. We did it quickly, and I believe we can still be the platform for business here in this country from a German Myanmar perspective, as it should be. So thank you very much, Jessica, for this chat. It was great talking to you. Stay safe and healthy, and hopefully we will see us again on one of a physical event soonest. Have a good day.
Thank you, Martin. Have a good day.